The Paperless office. We've got a couple of speakers tonight. So we've got Dwight Wilson, who's from our Young London committee, and he's going to be giving an overview of his own trial of a paperless office. We also have Nick Lencarn, who is the Managing Director of CIBSE Limited, who will demonstrate his product and also talk about how his business is going paperless too. We also have Dwight's guest of A-Site, who's going to be speaking in his section as well.
Yes. Good evening all. Thanks for the introduction, David. I am Dwight Wilson. I work for Intech Engineering Services. I'm a BIM engineer. So what I'm going to talk about today is something that started as a personal project and it ended up being a company project and has brought us into a working relationship with A-Site, who will also give their view and on how they've helped us. Started in September 2014. I just wanted to streamline the way I work. Bought an iPad, and as you can see there, I replaced all my notebooks. I started doing project work, so get your little groups in uni, and we all used Google Drive as our first one. Didn't exchange any paper at all, except for the lecture notes that we got, and even those we scanned in. So why? We touched on it, or David touched on it, the environmental side of it, and especially the proliferation of paper where it's always getting rid of it. So the point where we think that emails are actually reducing it, it's not. We send PDFs, 100-page documents, and people turn around and the only way for them to store it or disseminate it is to print it all off. Stop wasting time on things that are not actually engineering. Administration, dissemination of knowledge, which is just looking through all the reams of something that may come over in tender packages. I don't know how many people are actually on site here, but everything comes across in a massive collection of paper, which is not great. And how do we ourselves not issue loads of paper? How do we do it digitally? How do we make it more efficient? We've got electronic document management systems where A-Site will come in and explain exactly what they're doing and how they support our businesses. Software, you've got Microsoft Office, which is an excellent paperless tool. You've got the Dropbox, Google Drives, your OneDrives that we all use, which is another essential backbone in the sharing collaboration part. And virtual to-do lists, which was a big one for us, which no one really saw coming, but it was another big step away from what a lot of project managers use paper for. And they said, look, I'm always going to need a book to write down what I need to do next. And they said, it's much better managed if you do it digitally. So, as I alluded to earlier, BIM is a key component for digitising the industry, and paperless is one of the kind of consequences. E-forms, which are to replace every kind of paper form you have. You can attach one of these intelligent forms to a discussion that's happened around the model and then distribute that and work from that point onwards, which is a smarter way to work. It's about tying together the whole process. We had phones, we had faxes, now we have email, and email is going to go for something better because we use WhatsApp and all these kind of things to communicate a lot better. And you look at email and say that's really fractured, it's not great. Comms are a massive part to play in any journey like this, so if your comms aren't quite good enough, it's not really going to happen. Hardware as well. Today is really a hardware problem. Technology, paperless, these kind of things, they're not without their issues. They're not seamless. It takes quite a lot of work to get them working perfectly. But as I have discovered over the past year, it is well worth putting in the effort. So getting them all set up, getting them to work the way you want them to work. And now I'd love to hand over to Jacqueline, who's going to give you a brief overview of A-Site.
My name is Jacqueline and I work in business development for A-Site. As we all know, the evolution of the workspace around us is changing every single day. No longer half of these things, you won't find them in an office. Fax machines, I don't think I've ever even used one myself. But basically apps and smart social media and data cloud hosting are driving every industry forward. So we give you the tools to take your business or your construction project paperless, come and sit in the middle of all that and allow everybody to connect into one common data environment. So typically when we're called into an organisation, it could be for an individual project or it could be across the board for all projects, and we typically see this kind of situation where there's different project team members that are sitting in separate information silos, and this in the middle is kind of what we call information chaos. There's no kind of one single source of truth, as Dwight said. You can't really see what's going on in the project. You can't access your information when you want it. It's not just about going green. Obviously, that is one of the most important things about going paperless, but it really makes your business more efficient and your project. You get a better insight into risk, and risk identification. You're not searching through information in filing cabinets. You've got search filters, federated searches. You can pull up information by literally just typing in a word. It obviously reduces the cost of paper-related actions, whether that be copying, storing, or printing the files. You've got less time spent searching, and then that obviously refocuses your employees within the organisation on the task that they're there to do. So, as I said just in my last two slides ago, that you can basically replicate any manual document. We do that through Microsoft Input Path, and we give you a whole host of generic ones like NEC3 Contract Management, JCT, you get Timesheet Manager, basically all the little helpful ones that feed into creating a common data environment and paperless. Everything's in one place, so you're looking at what you want and what's latest. You're always on the latest version of the document automatically. You don't have to worry about whether it's been superseded. You're going to be viewing that version of it. You can control security to like individual folder, user level, so that you don't really have that security. Somebody could steal the key from the filing cabinet, I don't know. It's a lot more secure.
My name's Nick Blencarn, so I'm coming from this from a different angle. As a small business owner, we've got two companies, one Seven Partnership, traditional firm of Welly Boots chartered surveyors, and then a new tech startup company called CIBSE, dealing with visualization. So we survey, we measure, we model, and then we pass it to the visualization team. We decided back in 2004 to go laser scanning, 3D modeling, and tech ourselves up. I'll give you a bit of feel for that's what we used to do. Still do that now. That's the kind of thing we do now. And again, each time we're getting more digital, more paperless. That's mobile mapping of Shrewsbury Town Centre, which when I started would have taken us months and months and months. Last year would have taken us 3-4 weeks. That was 10 minutes drive through with a mobile mapping kit on the roof of the car, picking up the corner of a building on one side of town to the corner of a building on the other side of town to within 20 knots. We moved into building information modelling probably 2009-10. So we've got our 3D model in the cloud, but the whole point is that we've got various different plan information that you can line up and you can see. All the building information models we create, the legal deliverable is a plan and a section that comes out the back of it, because they haven't got away from that. So we've still got to have the plans, but we've got to know how to deal with them. But now, if you want to mark something up, it's quite literally mark it up, put a red line around it, synchronise it in the cloud, and off you go. I can go into any of those bin packages and I can click on any element and I can hide it and I can query 50 different parametric elements. But if I'm a health and safety professional, I just want to see what it looks like and have some key information on there. If I'm a facilities manager who's not doing all the M&E, but I'm looking after that building, I might have a need to do something else. So we took the standard plan and we thought, well, Google Street View is great, but you can't have that for your site or for inside a building or on the roof of a hospital or a greasy railway station. So we created an application that allows us to throw plans in, observe panoramic images, put those back into the plan and give that back non-technical. Where's the asbestos? Where's the safety risks? Where are the hazards? Where are the accidents? And what does it physically look like? So you've got the model, but what most bin packages don't do is let you actually visualise what the physical site looks like, and that's a communication thing. So although this isn't a paperless solution, it's providing the collaboration that people need. What we did from there was to then put that into WebGL. So WebGL's been developing, the ability is there now to publish things to WebGL, so we host our own cloud services and we throw it on there. And then we started embedding all these things and creating applications that scan, build the information model, visualise what it looks like, and then build actually intelligent items from the bin. So what we did with Warwick Universities was created an Internet of Things app that visualised building information streamed in real time. So we took the building information model, streamed it down to volumes of space, and we took the building with all its information that's spit out in real time on heating, lighting, energy use, water use, carbon, And those we pulled in as parameters every 5 seconds. If they add some new sensors, our app recognises that and then visualises it. But by the time you get into augmented reality, that might be where the next step for this kind of A-site stuff comes in. Because not now, and not in the next 3 or 4 years, but 5 years down the line, the expectation will be you can put on your Microsoft HoloLens or equivalent, and you'll visualise things on site as it's going to be. So with enough programming time or software like this, you should be able to orient yourself. Your phone can orient itself now. You can look in a certain direction, preload the latest version of what construction is, visualise it in real time. But on a simple level, why not have a QR code on that wall that lets me put my app up to it, visualise what's behind in a building? This is why the next generation of people need to push the boundaries and say, look, we do it a different way, and it's quicker, faster and cheaper, and you guys are going to save money. So the effort needed to get started is big, but the benefits from a company, efficiency, quality and slicker for clients is huge.